What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and we are here for our final Madden 20 rebuild of the year. And it is going to be the Madden 20 realistic rebuild of the Carolina Panthers. The plan, if we don't get fired, is to do 2 episodes of this, 10 full years with the new Carolina Panthers, as we will be starting from the conclusion of the 2020 draft. So we're ready to go, man, and this is going to be good. We got about a month until Madden 21 drops, so that's going to be a nice little, breather period to reset the buttons on rebuilds, because, let's be honest, how much different are rebuilds going to at least look at face value from Madden 20 to Madden 21? Not that big, so I know you guys probably going to want that little bit of a break, because there's not, really any rebuilds even still going on Madden on YouTube right now. And plus, for me, we're about a month out. I'm 2 weeks ahead of time before you guys see this, so I'm going to get almost a month and a half of, not doing a rebuild, so that when Madden 21 does drop, I'm going to be excited, or at least excited as I can be, to do rebuilds. So, yeah, let's do it, man. Carolina is our final team. Here's where the roster looks like as we are starting off. At quarterback, they got Teddy Bridgewater. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to commit to the career rebuild of Teddy Bridgewater here. I think he's going to be a placeholder quarterback until we can draft one. If I can draft one next year, so be it. If it's going to have to be a little bit longer, I just don't think my plan going into this anyway is not Teddy Bridgewater as a franchise quarterback. He's a stopgap quarterback. We got PJ Walker, XFL MVP, Will Grier there as well. Running back, we have the best running back in the National Football League, Christian McCaffrey. He is a 99 overall X Factor. He looks absolutely badass. They got Jordan Scarlett there. Fullback, Arma. Wide receiver, we got 3 really solid wide receivers. DJ Moore, great athlete. Robbie Anderson, great athlete. Curtis Samuel, great athlete. What are the depth traits? We got a star. Robbie Anderson is a star. DJ Moore is a superstar. So we got more than enough weapons that if I'm not gonna write the book, close the book, write the chapter on Teddy Bridgewater not being our guy, because with these weapons, maybe, just maybe, you could develop into it. Who knows? Tight end. We got a couple of veterans here. I'm going to ultimately go with Ian Thomas as my starter, see if we can grow and develop him into something special. He's a scheme fit. Left tackle, we got Russell Okung, one of the weirdest trades when they traded. What did they straight swapped? Okung, the dude on the Chargers. Who was it? I can't remember off the top of my head. It was Trey Turner. Why? Unless Trey Turner requested a trade, doesn't like Matt Rule, it makes no sense. Because looking at it, he's not a great rating. His contract's fairly expensive. We're gonna need a left tackle. We got Dennis Daly at guard. Maybe we could develop him there. At center, Matt Paradis is solid, very solid starter right now, but he is 30. At right guard, I moved Greg Little there. Greg Little, one of the most hyped offensive lineman prospects coming out of college. At least maybe not coming out of college, but when he was in college, going from high school to college. So I actually think moving him to guard here, he's up to a 71. Salvageable. I think he might be our long-term play at guard. And same at right tackle. I feel good and comfortable with Taylor Moton there at right tackle, 81 with a star dev scheme fit. Flipping to the defense here. Ultimately, I think I'm going to go to Yeturgros Matos out of Penn State as our starter at left defensive end. I thought that was an exception. I thought generally, even though Carolina went all in on defense for the draft, they did a very, very good job. Now, Madden right now, or the mod, has them running in a 4-3. I know they ran 3-4 at Baylor, but we're going to go 4-3. Are they running 4-3? I know Panther fans might be able to enlighten me on that. But right now, we'll go Gross Matos at DN1, Brian Burns at DN2. Brian Burns was a sensational pick last season. One of my favorite first-round picks. And at D-tackle, we have the veteran K1 Short. And we're going to pair that with the first-round pick, Derrick Brown, 77, with a hidden dev trait. This front is terrific. And hopefully, if we could get good, proper development out of Gross Matos, our front 4, or at least 3 of our front 4, are going to be long-term fixtures on this defense. Linebacking core, we got Shaq Thompson, returning 78 star dev run stuffer. We got Tahir Whitehead as our middle linebacker, reuniting with Matt Rule. He was there with him at Temple. And then we got Jermaine Carter. Obviously, a big omission. No more Luke Kuechly at linebacker with the retirement. It's the reason why Carolina was on my short list for teams that I'm considering for my Madden 21 franchise, because I do think there's a lot to rebuild, a lot of shaping, a lot of years of trying to put all the pieces together. So they're definitely a very appealing Madden 21 franchise, and you're seeing a lot of that right now here as we preview the rebuild. In the secondary, they got one legit corner in Dante Jackson, 81 star dev. Outside of that, we got Troy Pride, Corn Elder, Natrell Jamerson, Stanley Tom. You know, it's a work in progress at best. Like, I don't even think anyone's going to develop. That's a hard develop 66 normal, unless because he will be playing, especially Troy Pride, as a rookie. If he can get a star dev, maybe. But that's just such a gap to grow and develop in a Madden sim that, you know, we might only have one corner on the roster. We're going to have to draft very well, or maybe look at free agency to improve that secondary. Free safety, we got Trey Boston. Solid, you know, for the time being. 79, might have a star dev. He does. He is a scheme fit, so for the time being, you know, we're good with that. They got Kenny Robinson, who I thought was a really underrated pick, getting him from the XFL. And then at strong safety, they got Jeremy Chinn. Reports say Philadelphia was going to draft him if they passed on Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's rumors. But here's hoping, for my sake. I mean, he's an elite athlete. Jeremy Chinn doesn't turn into a beast, and then Philly doesn't do anything with Jalen Hurts because we need a safety, and Jeremy Chinn would have been awesome to have. But I'm optimistic that he will develop into a long-term strong safety for us here in Carolina. Now, the one roster move that I had to make is I actually cut Graham Gano, who's, you know, one of the better kickers in the league, just because Joey Sly is almost 9 years younger, and, you know, is only like 4 or 5 accuracy points away. Like, that was the difference. So we're gonna go with Joey Sly as our kicker. And yeah, that's the Panther team we're starting off with. It's a rebuild. This is a legit rebuild. It's not like we're taking over with the Chiefs or the Seahawks or the Ravens. This is a legit rebuild. We're gonna have to put our own stamp on this team to try to get them to the Super Bowl. Can we win them the first franchise Super Bowl? Let's do it. Let's figure it out. So at the midway point of year one, 6-6. I mean, that's the Saints are undefeated, which is annoying. But I mean, we're in a rebuild. 6-6, not bad. Not bad at all. Don't think we're gonna have to get worried about getting fired anytime soon. Do we have dev traits? I think we only had one in Derrick Brown. I don't know if that's been unlocked just yet. But it might have. He's only a oof. Is this my rosters? I thought I gave him a superstar in my rosters. All right. Well, Derrick Brown's 80 star dev. Looking at our, we don't even really need to look at this. Well, how's Teddy Bridgewater doing? Teddy Bridgewater is 6th in yards, 10 in we might be able to salvage Teddy Bridgewater's career, which would be a phenomenal story, overcoming all that injuries and stuff. So looking at our free agents, though, we have a bunch of money, good amount of money. So we're gonna get Taylor Moton here at tackle for sure. We'll get Curtis Samuel at wide receiver, give him something like a 5-year deal. He's already had 2 dev trade scenarios, so I might just feel bad for him eventually and pop in and get it for him. Outside of that, though, there's just a lot of veterans, a lot of guys that, I mean, I like Joey Sly. We'll give Joey Sly a contract, and then just a couple of the guys the computer have signed for us, because I don't know why, even though I tell it not to meet roster minimum. So we'll get Moton and Joey Sly, and that will be it for our initial free agency period. And at the end of year one, made the playoffs. 9-7, that win over the 14-1 Saints got us into the playoffs year one. One hell of a job for Matt Rule. Well, I'll say right now, this could blow up my face. Could look terrible in hindsight. I thought Matt Rule, sensational hire. If I was looking through the college ranks and I couldn't get, I don't even know if I couldn't get. I would say Matt Rule would have been right up there with like David Shaw. If I'm looking for like a college coach that I want to build a team around. If I'm looking for the flashy, you know, you're going to look at dude in Oklahoma. Can't remember his name right at the top of my head. Don't know why. But Oklahoma's coach is a guy like the big, flashy Chip Kelly type up. But you want a guy that's a team builder, a culture changer, it'd be like a Matt Rule or a David Shaw top hire. Those would be the 3 guys I'd look at for college. But 9-7, hell to the yeah. Teddy Bridgewater played like a fringe top 10 quarterback. 3,900 yards, 29 touchdowns, 10 picks. I'm happy with it. Very happy with it. McCaffrey was very solid. 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns. He's got 3 tutties on the ground from Teddy, 6 from Mike Davis. We got 993 yards, 8 touchdowns, DJ Moore, 8-10, Curtis Samuel, 8-3, Ian Thomas, 5-4, McCaffrey. Really, Robbie Anderson, only guy with disappointing numbers on the offense. Defensively, Tahir Whitehead was a tackle machine, 116 tackles, 12 TFLs, over 100 tackles for Shaq Thompson as well. 7 sacks, Brian Burns, 14 TFLs. Probably like those to be a little higher. I would have loved to see him get double-digit sacks, but, you know, that's an issue with Madden within itself. 4 picks, Trey Boston leading the team. Interceptions could have been higher. Would have been nice to see, you know, a Jeremy Chinn or a Dante Jackson get some interceptions, but here we are. We have the number 1 offense in the National Football League, number 28 defense. Cam Newton is your MVP. Not surprised. Teddy Bridgewater coming in at number 8. In the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Russell Wilson. Teddy at number 5. McCaffrey at 6. Defensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Donald. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to CeeDee Lamb. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Troy Pride Jr. Derrick Brown 1 and 2 there. Cool. Love Troy Pride to go up to a star def. And that's one less corner, one less position we have to worry about drafting and developing. Kenny Robinson, Jeremy Chinn both made that list as well because they got on the field. Teddy Bridgewater, number 7 quarterback. We got McCaffrey, number 2 running back. For wide receivers, Samuel and DJ Moore, number 7 and 8. For linemen, I don't think we have anyone. D-line, don't think we'll have anyone. Brian Burns at number 10. Linebacker, you know what? I think Shaq Thompson probably should have made that. Best DB, Trey Boston at number 3. I mean, I'm very happy. Joey Sly, runner-up at kick. Very happy with our team's performance. Everything about this, smile on my face. And you know what make it even bigger? Beating Dallas. In Dallas, making them 1 and done in the playoffs. Let's get after it. Teddy Bridgewater. We got Dallas and Jerry World. You know, there's still a solid amount of Panther fans there. Dallas doesn't sell out. When Dallas sells out, there's still so many other fans. You know, whatever. I'm not going to make it an anti-Dallas video. We're getting smoked. We're getting absolutely smoked here. Come on. Come on, Teddy. Come on, Theodore. Do something. Let's start this second half out hot. We're the number 1 offense in the NFL. Got to get at least, 21 points. Get at least 3 touchdowns. There we go. Able to get it. Well, they faked the punt. We had literally the scenario to go in change the field on a punt return, and they went for it. Wasn't Teddy's fault. McCaffrey had a solid game. It's a defense, ultimately. Falling short, 28 points. It was our weakness coming into it. We knew it was the weakness. Still, I like the fight of the squad. I'm happy where we are after 1 year. Let's get into year 2. Enter our first free agent period. We're actually going to spend some money. I like the look of the draft class here. So, obviously, our big bid first is going to go on Desmond King. We're easily the number 1 team there. Troy Pride did go up a dev trade. So, we have Dante Jackson, 82 star. Troy Pride, 71 star. You throw in someone like Desmond King. That's a secondary that has some upside. He's only 26. Very competitive bids here on Alex Anzalone coming off from the New Orleans Saints. He can play outside linebacker. He can play middle linebacker for us. He's only 26, 79 star dev, so didn't want to overpay, but we did come in with the first place bid, but I'm not overly optimistic we'll be able to land him, but maybe we could. We have no one at left tackle. Jason Peters is here. There's no bids on him, so even just for 1 year, it's one less position we have to hit on in the draft, and then we could worry about getting a new tackle in the 2022 draft, which is a lot easier to draft tackles when it's the Madden generated classes. And then I'm just looking at a tight end too, cheap one in Adam Shaheen. And for our free agents, we got everyone except Anzalone, which kind of helps us out a little bit because now linebacker is going to be a top priority in the draft. I know it's stupid, unrealistic, but it's our final rebuild. He's still here. He's the guy we got to grab. Trevor Lawrence, 78, hidden dev, number 4 true talent. Trevor Lawrence, he's already better play. He's, at least from an overall standpoint, already better than Teddy Bridgewater. The franchise has arrived in Carolina. So, looking at our draft class here, we saw the franchise come to us in the first round, even though there's, 0.0% chance he'd ever survive to pick 22. It's just Madden. They don't draft quarterbacks. In the second round, we got CHAZZ SURRATT from North Carolina, 70 normal dev, but he's a scheme fit. We got Jabril Cox from LSU, the North Dakota State transfer, 67 with a hidden dev. We got to change. We got 2 starting linebackers right here at our 2 position needs. We got a mini Christian McCaffrey in Max Borey out of Washington State. We got KJ Britt, more linebacking depth, scheme fit out of Auburn. And then we got one of the most interesting players that you guys will see in the 2020 draft. Zach Davidson dominated lower level competition, gigantic tight end. Also like one of the best punters. He's like a 2-way player. Well, I mean, 2 ways. He's a tight end and a punter, but it's pretty funny that he's actually like a really good punter and maybe the best small school tight end in college football. So very happy with our draft class here. 2 hidden devs and maybe 3 potential starters. We're definitely feeling really good about where our team's at. Teddy Bridgewater's mission was accomplished. He secured Trevor Lawrence. That's all we really needed for him as a starter. Looking at the other changes on the offense, we have Jason Peters playing left tackle on a 1-year rental type deal. Everyone else is back that started last season. Defensively, a little bit more changes. We're going to go Jabril Cox and CHAZZ SURRATT as our 2 starting linebackers. Kenny Robinson somehow got a dev trait last season. Don't know how, but that's pretty cool. Pretty much have a long-term play as a replacement for Trey Boston at safety. Brought in Des King. Will be a new starting corner 1, but most likely will play in the slot. Troy Pride Jr. went up a dev trait as well. So very happy with where this team is going and excited to see where Trevor Lawrence can take us. Coming out of the bye here in year 2, Football Jesus has done one hell of a job. 4-1 for Carolina, sitting atop the NFC South through 6 weeks. Looking at our bye here, contracts. Let's see. We'll start. I like starting from the bottom, working my way up. So for depth guys, I don't really care. PJ Walker, I like the story, but we got Football Jesus. Don't need you. I like Ian Thomas. He's already had 2 dev trade scenarios trigger for him. I think it's only a matter of time till we get him up to a star dev, and it'll be well worth that money. We only brought Peters on a 1-year rental. I suppose K1 short on a 1-year deal wouldn't be the worst piece of business we can do, even up in a little bit, because even if he regrets, still going to be a 78 star, definitely usable. Pay some respect to one of the legends of the Panthers organization. Dante Jackson, that's, you know, reasonable money for his talent level. Robbie Anderson, this is a tough one. 5 years, what's Robbie Anderson's rating going to be when he's 32? Is it going to be at least 884? That is a tough contract to get behind. I'm going to wait and see what he does. I'll wait and maybe bite the bullet, maybe risk losing him, but we're going to wait and see. If he breaks 1,000 yards this year, if he breaks 1,000 yards, we'll sign him. If not, I just can't be paying $53 million for a guy that's going to get us 700 yards and 5 touchdowns a year. I'm so done with this game. Finished 8-8. I don't know how many games we lost in a row to finish the season. I honestly couldn't tell you. So we talked at the bye, right? Things were looking good. 4-1, 5-1, 6. We were 7-1, 7-2, 8-2, 6 in a row. Hate this game. Fucking done with this game. God, thank God it's the last rebuild. I hate this game. I'm done with it. Dev traits. So Trevor Lawrence, superstar X Factor as expected on the offense. I think that's it. Oh, we had Jabril Cox. Came on as a star dev. We had no dev trait scenarios successfully achieved. A couple for Ian Thomas, the tight end. Trevor Lawrence played okay, you know, well as a rookie. 3,800 yards, 29 touchdowns, 8 picks, about what Teddy Bridgewater was at. We got 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns from Christian McCaffrey. Nice. Well, Robbie Anderson's not getting a contract. I'm not paying a guy 5 years that's going to be giving us wide receiver, you know, low mid-tier wide receiver 2 numbers. Do not need that. I'd rather just rock and roll with Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore, who are younger. On the defensive side, Jack Thompson, a whole lot of tackles here, and well for Jeremy Chinn. We had 8 sacks, Derrick Brown, because he's definitely a sack specialist, and only 6.5 for Brian Burns. 5 picks for Desmond King. Finally something remotely good on the defensive side. Paying him big money to come in free agency and paying immediate dividends with 5 interceptions on the season, even though he did allow 43 catches. 7 offense in the NFL. Defensively, we were 22nd. Got to get that defense on point. Kyler Murray is your MVP. Thank God it wasn't Cam Newton or Jameis Winston. I think we all can give a round of applause for that. For individual awards, Offensive Rookie of the Year did go to Trevor Lawrence. And Des King is DB of the Year. It would be awesome to get Des King up to a superstar dev in this offseason, but still not good enough. As, you know, we failed to make the playoffs. Made the playoffs with Teddy Bridgewater. Failed to make it with Trevor Lawrence. I'm sure there's people in the Carolina Panther fan base that are trying to get a QB controversy going. Not today. Let's just get to year 3. So moving into free agency, got to be trying to be big spenders here again. Trey Broston has regressed, and while I did say, and you could see maybe there's some upside for Kenny Robinson Jr., when Minkah Fitzpatrick hits free agency, and there's not a massive amount of bids on him, I'm going to jump. He's a scheme fit. I think one of the most underrated safeties in the National Football League, especially taking a sneak peek at some of those Madden 21 safety ratings. So give me Minkah. Overwhelmingly top bid. He'd have to really hate Carolina not to come here because we were throwing a lot of money for him to join our secondary. Unreal! Losing 6 in a row and not getting Minkah Fitzpatrick bidding like 8 points higher than the second best team. I hate this rebuild. So, might not have got like a Trevor Lawrence caliber prospect in this draft, but we're happy with it. We got Lee Espinoza at pick 17 in the first round. Let's be honest, K1 Short's getting old, need his replacement. Need to find that long-term partner with Derrick Brown on the D-line. He's a 77 hit dev at Oklahoma State scheme fit, which is very good. Second round, there was a bunch of talented tackles in this year's draft. I went and looked around at a couple of the other ones. We got a 75 normal. There was like a bunch of 76s, a couple 75s, a 78. So it was a great year to get a tackle, and we got, it's unlucky we didn't get one with a dev trait, but I'll take a 75 normal plug and play at left tackle for us. We get a 67 corner Jacoby Brinkley at a Washington State with a hidden dev, and he's a scheme fit. Get a 68 guard and a 64 fullback. So here's where our team's at as we get ready to kick off year 3. Very optimistic about the direction with our brand new superstar X Factor quarterback. In terms of changes, we have Parker Younger will be starting at left tackle. Mancuso, who was like a mid-round pick. We're actually going to slide him in at center. Not a bad build for a center, 6'2", 303. That's about it for the changes on the offense. Defensively, still working at it. Espinoza will be starting D tackle, kind of taking over K1 short, maybe a little bit of a mentorship role. Brinkley with that hidden dev, going to be very interested to see if we can get lucky, and that turns out to be something better than, star, which would be pretty cool. The computer signed Lorenzo Carter. I don't know why, because I'm very happy with Jabril Cox and his development there at linebacker. So I think we're still a young team. Probably shouldn't have been as bad as we were last year, but here in year 3, we'll set it very, very achievable goal. Above 500. Please be above 500. First, fuck off of the video. Very subtle. Not going to put a lot of emphasis in it. Maybe the YouTube bots won't detect it. That's a fuck off. Why? Why? What's going on here? Let me just see here. What's going on here? 20 offense. Why? Fucking, I'm so dumb. I hope I get fired. Hopefully I don't have to do 2 years. I'm just ready. I'm checked out. Need this break. But I still also wanted this I was looking forward generally to this rebuild. I was like, oh, that's a great rebuild to go out on. Go out on top. So I'm still committed. But 2-6 here in year 3 is not good. Coach firing is on. We might not make it much further. But we got DJ Moore. Definitely want to pay him. I think Greg Little has upside for sure at guard. We'll give him a 5-year deal, $39 million. That's it. Want to finish with the best rebuild of the year? We get the worst rebuild of the year. Didn't even get a divisional title. 3 years. This is a perfect summary of where I'm at right now with anything that's not pink slips. Because pink slips has been so heavily modded that it's fun. Base Madden, no thank you. No thank you. We're fired. 3. Trevor Lawrence couldn't save him. I don't know what else. I mean, that team was sick. I generally want to say if I could have went even the first 5 years, there's a huge upside. Trevor Lawrence played well, 31 touchdowns, 70% completion. McCaffrey is one of the best running backs in the league. DJ Moore's solid. A little bit of a breakout year from Ian Thomas. Curtis Samuel, fine. Like all the weapons seem to be doing well. Tackles look good. Sacks are still garbage. Can't fix that. Interceptions are fine. Like, it was just an average. What did they even finish? I can't even see what their record was. I mean, that's a little harsh. 8-8. My goal was to finish just above 500. We were 1 win off my goal, and we still got fired 8-8. I might have to actually give a little bit of the shenanigans, not so much to the Simmons stuff. Just that might have been a harsh firing. You got me in Matt Rule, and you fired me year 3 of the rebuild. Maybe some questions have arisen here, but we can only do what you can do. We're in and out. We are in and out. Final rebuild. We get fired. We finish with a 0 overall team. I mean, I don't know. If it was a regular rebuild, I could turn Coach fired up. But this is these are the rules we play by. These are the rules we play by. And I feel like a fitting way to cap the Madden rebuilds. Generally, rebuilds, views-wise and stuff, didn't do great on my channel. So why not? Well, not great. They did good, but they didn't do amazing. Probably, I would argue my rebuild views and stuff like that were worse in Madden 20 than they were in Madden 19. So a perfect way just to summarize how I felt about my Madden 20 rebuilds with getting fired in year 3. But I know for a fact, and I promise my commitment, is that the Madden 21 rebuilds, even with all the adversity of the bad franchise mode, hashtag fix Madden franchise, I'm going to make bangers. All those videos are going to be bangers. And from this day forward, I'm recording this on the 16th of July. That's a month and 5 days that I'm not going to have any rebuild. They're going to be bangers. I'm going to be hungry to do some rebuilds. And I hope you guys are going to get along for the ride. I hope you guys are going to be hyped as you possibly can be. Because let's be honest, I'll tell you right now without a shadow of a doubt, any video that's been talking about Madden 21 news, the views and stuff like that are down. Interest is down right now in Madden 21, which is not good. It is not good for someone like me that's my job. It is, unless something like the Yard or something brand new and fresh like that is really popping off. It's going to be, you know, probably an abysmal year, a tough year. But I'm going to make bangers. My commitment and promise to you is that every video from when I unveil my franchise team, which will be coming out, I already have my schedule advanced. Saturday, August 15th, the last Saturday before Madden drops, I will be dropping my teaser trailer for what team I'm going to be doing. From that point on, it's going to be bangers. I promise that to you guys. But thank you guys for watching. Thanks for watching all the rebuilds. I wish we had a better result because I thought a very interesting team that we had going here in Carolina. But we got Trevor Lawrence on a rebuild, and it didn't work. He could not save Matt Rule's job. Our players failed us. That's all we could say. And harsh firing is where we're at. So thanks for watching. As always, first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Trying to gear up to the next goal of 150,000 subscribers earlier than later in the Madden 21 season. Smash that like button if you hate Madden franchise from Madden 20. It's probably the best thing we can get behind to rally some likes on the video. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow with episode 57 of Flashback Pinks. Till then, see you later. Peace out.